President Moon Jae-in is heading to Washington for the first South Korea-U.S. summit since the two leaders took office. Let's start things off with a rundown of his jam-packed schedule at the Capitol. Here's Ho-jun.
After a roughly 14-hour flight, President Moon will arrive on Wednesday afternoon Eastern Time and start his 4-day itinerary by laying a wreath at the Changjin Reservoir Battle Monument at the National Museum of the Marine Corps, honoring those who died in one of the Korean War's fiercest battles. It's likely to be a personal event for President Moon since the battle enabled the safe evacuation of tens of thousands of civilians from Hungnam, North Korea. President Moon's parents were among those who were saved. On Wednesday evening, President Moon will attend a dinner co-hosted by the South Korean and U.S. Chambers of Commerce, a symbolic event to display the importance of economic cooperation between the two countries. The following day, President Moon will have separate meetings with the leaders of the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives, and in the evening, along with his wife, First Lady Kim Jong-suk, he will attend a dinner hosted by the first couple of the U.S. at the White House, just the second White House dinner President Trump and his wife Melania have held so far. On Friday, President Moon will be visiting the Korean War Veterans Memorial with U.S. Vice President Mike Pence, and then the historical bilateral summit between the two leaders will begin. It will be followed by a joint press conference where both Presidents Moon and Trump will read their own statements on their evaluation of the meeting. Following the briefing will be lunch with Vice President Pence, and then President Moon will visit the Center for Strategic and International Studies, a think tank concerning political, economic, and security issues around the world, to deliver a speech. And finally, on Saturday, President Moon will head back to South Korea after holding a meeting with local Korean Americans. He's expected to arrive in Seoul on Sunday, Korea time. President Moon previously said he won't get too caught up in bringing home results, but rather focus on establishing a foundation of friendship and mutual trust with President Trump. Hwang, Arirang News.